Hello, welcome back to the cafe. Welcome to a cold, wet and rainy Saudi Arabia. So I clearly brought the weather back with me, but the locals are going crazy because that's what they do when it rains out here. It's really quite cute, really. So, I mean, they go as crazy in the wet, in the wind and the rain as we do when it's warm and sunny in the summer. It's quite amusing. But anyway, right on with the channel and the news and stuff. So what's been going on the channel is I have filmed all the reviews. So that's the Armour Hobby P39, that's the Airfix Jet Provost, and that's the Valiant Wings book on the Junkers 88, part 2. That's all filmed in the can, and I'll release those slowly over the next coming weeks, so you can look after that. I've also filmed the part 1 of the new project, which is the Spitfire Mark 12 conversion in 32nd scale. That's using the Tamir Spitfire Mark 9 and the Laminar Flow Designs Mark 12 conversion, which looks beautiful, as a bit of a warm-up before I tackle the Mark 14s. Part 1, as I said, is filmed, ready to go. If you haven't seen a part 1 before, what I do there is I just go through all the aftermarket, and in this one, there's a massive pile of aftermarket, and then just try and explain what I'm trying to achieve with the project, the schemes I'm going to go for, and the sort of final model that I have in my head. And I think we all do this as modelers. We've all got that we imagine what it's going to look like and what we're aiming for, and hopefully I can convey that in the video. So that's part 1. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that out on Sunday because I haven't actually started the kit yet. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is just delay the Mark 1. I just want to get kind of out of sync. So I want to get far enough advanced with the project and in the editing of the videos that when I start releasing the videos, the project's nearly finished, and then I'm kind of not putting pressure on myself to get a whole load of modelling done because I need to get the next video out because I want to put out one a week. So I'm probably going to delay the part 1 of that. Right, God, we are rattling through today. Onto the news then already, and there's quite a bit of news to talk about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Ammo MiG have released a colour pencil. It's different though. This is a retractable pencil, and you get all the different coloured different leads, so you replace the lead each time. They've done an explanatory video, and it's a much wider lead than a standard pencil, which enables you to create slightly different effects. Now, whether it's an advantage over a traditional sort of artist's watercolour pencil set, I don't know. I don't think it's gimmicky. Some people have said it's gimmicky. I don't think it is. I think it's a genuine thing, and it looks a really nice package. And I haven't used these pencils at all. What I am going to do though is I'm going to get one of these, and I'm going to do a proper test on it. I have a test mule here. This is a spare Spitfire fuselage, and I'm testing some Edward decals on it, which work really well. I am going to give it a bit of a road test. That's not going to be till next year though, because I've just pulled the green string out of my book. That's annoying. I'll get it for Christmas, and what I'll do is I'll do a test after Christmas for that. So that's that. Other news that's coming next year is I am a dyed-in-the-wool Iwata airbrush user. And apart from sort of Badger when I was a kid, I had one of the Badger single action airbrushes, and I also had that, what was that hideous thing from America? The plastic thing, the one that Brett Green used, or still uses, I don't know. Aztec. Just dreadful piece of kit. I had one of those, and then I went to Iwata, and I've never looked back, and I've used Iwata for, well, probably 25, 30 years now. Anyway, Harder and Steenbeck. It's not that I ever dismissed them, it's just that I used the Wata and that's all I used. Obviously aware of Harder and Steenbeck. I've had a go on one. My mate Andy has one and I had a go and it felt really nice. They've got 3 main airbrushes in their range: the Ultra, is it the Eclipse or something, and then the Infinity. They've released this year, they've redesigned them and re-released them in a 2024 edition. And I've been really impressed what I've seen on the internet, and I'm going to go for the Infinity 2024. They've had a pre-order out, and they've all been dispatched. And what they're doing is they're furiously making these things, and then they're going to start distributing them to their international distribution people. I've had an email from Graphic Air to say they've been notified that theirs is imminent, and I'm going to get one. And I'm going to do a full test and a video on, 1 or 2 videos after Christmas, because obviously I'm out here. And I'm going to see if I can convert to Harder and Steenbeck, or do I swatch between the two, and we shall see. So that's going to be quite an interesting video, I think, going forward, and you'll see in the videos next year which airbrush I go over to. But I'm really excited to have a go with that, because it looks just brilliant from what I can see on YouTube so far. Right, I thought I'd just mention that. Okay, on to the kits then, news-wise. Oh, a bit of a storm. Border models. Heinkel HE. Right, see if I can get the pronunciation right. 111. The 110 was the May 100th then. So I guess this is the 111th. So the 111, Heinkel 111 from Border in 1/35 scale. So I'm not going to talk about the scale, because I've kind of done that to death. What I am going to talk about though is the oil canning effect and the surface detail effect and the rivets. First of all, the rivets before we get into the oil canning effect. These photographs are high contrast photos, which always exaggerates the surface detail. But even that being said, it looks way overdone to me, the rivets, especially the ones you'll see by the engine colours. Clearly we haven't seen this in real life. That might be zoomed in too far, exaggerating it, but I've never seen a 111 in the flesh. I still haven't been to Hendon. I mean, it's the RAF museum, so why would I go there? And obviously I've been to the Fleet Air Arm Museum a gazillion times, but I do intend in going there. I do really want to go there. I just want to see the Defiant, really, because I think that's cool. And they've got a Tornado F3 in there. But, yeah. It just looks overdone to me. I'm going to say it. I haven't seen it in the flesh. I'm not throwing a load of poo all over it. But to my eyes, what I can see in the photos, even with those caveats of close-in, contrast, blah, to me, it does look significantly overdone, the riveting. The sort of quilting effect, the oil canning effect, when you look at some photos, it actually looks okay. When you look at other photos, it looks ridiculously overdone. And I think some areas look better than others. I commend Border for doing that. From what I've seen on the Kate, it looks really nice on the Kate. Really well done. How that translates to the Heinkel 111, if it's going to be the same, I think it's going to be brilliant, but it does look again overdone. Now, it's not a subject that particularly appeals to me, especially in that scale, and when I say in that scale I mean big scale. I built the Revell 32nd one when that came out. I did that as a test shot, as a review for a magazine, Sam I think it was, and I did a full rivet job on it, and I actually converted it from a P to an H. And did a winter whitewash. So that was a very involved project, and it was massive. I ended up selling that to a friend of mine because I've got nowhere for it. But, or I didn't at the time, I do now. But it's, yeah, I think actually it's going to be significantly smaller than the 32nd scale one. It's surprising, the difference. About 10%, I think, off the top of my head, roughly, give or take. Someone's going to do the maths, I'm sure. But still, well, too big to bring back in my suitcase. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd do add in my 2p's worth to the big debate that's going on. Clearly, it's divided opinion. Clearly, people are going way over the top and getting very upset about things. But I think, yeah, let's just wait till we've seen it in the flesh, and then we can make up our own minds, really. And also, you have to bear in mind that a lot of these overseas companies, they're doing these kits for their domestic market, really, and then they're sort of, they're not, but it's almost like they're selling the surplus across the rest of the world. And clearly they've done their market research in China, and that's why they're going down that road. Same for the the Japanese, the Hasegawa and people like that would do stuff for the domestic market and release our stuff. Well, look at Academy. They're doing a Zero and a Wildcat, aren't they? Hot on the heels of Edward. Why would they do that? Well, they're doing it for the Korean market, I assume. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw my 2p in for that. Right, two other really cool releases though. IBG are stepping into 48 scale, and they're doing a dromedar. That sort of ag plane. Obviously, I'll put the pictures up here. Really, really cool looking, funky thing. And if you look at it, it looks like there's two different spray options. You're going to have the sort of full span booms, and there's also the debris that goes under the fuselage. Really interesting project. It's kind of tweaked my post-apocalyptic nipple, I will say. Every now and again I get a surge of inspiration to do something post-apocalyptic, and this really fits in with that. I may back away from that, and I may just go down the just the standard route if I get one. But that looks a really interesting release. IBG not long ago have released their IAR 80, which by all accounts is an absolutely beautiful kit. I keep putting one in my Hannah's basket and then taking it out, because I'm really going to try not to buy any new kits. But I hear it's an absolutely stunning kit. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see that when it comes out. And really cool that IBG are stepping into 48 scale, which bodes well for the future, because it'd be really nice if they upscaled their IAR 80 and their FW190Ds, because they are stunning kits as well. But for me, I'll save the best to last. The most exciting, my favourite manufacturer, I say one of my favourites, probably the favourite out of my favourite manufacturers, and that is Armour Hobby have announced a 1/72 scale P36, right hot on the heels of the Key 43. Key 43 is available for pre-order right now. They're just doing the final bit of testing. Looks like it's probably passed all the tests, and they're pretty much ready to go into full-scale production and release that. But the P36, I think, for Armour Hobby is an inspired choice. It's right up their boulevard, sort of slightly off the beaten track. Those sort of slightly lesser known aeroplanes, they've done the P-43 instead of the Zero, and the Hurricane instead of the Spitfire, that kind of second tier level aeroplane. And yeah, I'm definitely going to get this one. Absolutely 100%. This would bust my not getting any new kits this year rule wide open if that comes out before Christmas. What a brilliant choice. So many different markings. Obviously, you've got all the American ones, but then you've got French, Finland, British in the Far East, the Mohawk, other Far East operators, I'm not sure if the Soviets had the P-36. I don't think they did, actually. But you never know. I'm sure something might come to light. Just an absolutely brilliant choice. And I really hope this is the start of a new series, because if they did the early P40s, the B and the C, oh my days, that would be utterly amazing. It's not going to be riveted. I know that for, well, I don't know that for a fact, but you know, the only riveted model that Armour have done is the Hurricane, and nothing in 72nd scale. So I'm gonna, you know, if I get one, well, if I get one, when I get one, it'll have a full rivet job on it, which is not going to be that tedious. It's 72nd scale. It's, you know, it's fiddly, but should be relatively quick to do. I really hope, you know, there's been some chat, oh, I hope they do it in 48th, and it would be fantastic if they did it in 48th, but it would also be fantastic if Clearprop did it in 48th. They've already got the H75N. That's a beautiful kit, and their riveting is the best in the business. It really is. And it'd be fantastic to see a 48th one fully riveted, just because it would save me the job. I would pay, well, I'd pay double for a riveted airframe, but I know lots of people wouldn't, and it would be, you know, not viable business-wise. But there we are. That's hugely exciting. You can expect more details to follow. We've only got CAD picture at the moment. Armour Hobby tend to announce a new kit when it's relatively close to release. And yeah, no ideas on timescales, but I imagine over the next month or two, we'll get more and more details, more and more CAD pictures, more and more explanation. As soon as the box art lands, you know it's nearly here. And you can expect multiple boxings of this with lots of different markings. And yeah, hugely exciting. As I say, Armour Hobby are arguably my favourite manufacturer. So every time they release something new, it's hugely exciting, especially because it's a P36. Right, there we are. We've come to the end of the show. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to edit this, upload it, and then I'm going to get to the bench and I'm going to get building this Spitfire Mark 12. Really excited to get cracking on with that. Thanks very much, everybody. Keep watching on the channel for all the videos to come, all those sprue tour videos that are going to be leaking out over the next couple of weeks. Therefore, here we go. I'm going to say it now. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. It does help the channel. It really does. I do want to grow the channel, get my content out to more people, get some really nice feedback, and it'd be nice if you could jump on board as a subscriber. I'm over to 6,000 now, which is hugely exciting. Love it if next year I could get to 10,000 subscribers. That would be absolutely amazing. So you know, if you're wavering, click the button, subscribe, fantastic. Like the video, it will get it out to more people. And yeah, I'll see you with some more modelling content very soon. Cheers, bye bye.